Guide to Financial Freedom by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Cashflow Quadrant. Rich Dads. Guide to Financial Freedom by Robert. Trademark. If you purchase this book without a cover, or purchase a PDF, JPG, or TIFF copy of this book, it is likely stolen property or a counterfeit. In that case, neither the authors, the publisher, nor any of their employees or agents has received any payment for the copy. Furthermore, counterfeiting is a known avenue of financial support for organized crime and terrorist groups. We urge you to please not purchase any such copy and to report any instance of someone selling such copies to Plata Publishing LLC. This publication is designed to provide competent and reliable information regarding the subject matter covered. However, it is sold with the understanding that the author and publisher are not engaged in rendering legal, financial, or other professional advice. Laws and practices often vary from state to state and country to country, and if legal or other expert assistance is required, the services of a professional should be sought. The author and publisher specifically disclaim any liability that is incurred from the use or application of the contents of this book. Copyright 1998, 2012 by Robert T. Kiyosaki. All rights reserved. Except as permitted under the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976, no part of this publication may be reproduced, distributed, or transmitted in any form or by any means or stored in a database or retrieval system, without the prior written permission of the publisher. Published by Plata Publishing, LLC. Cashflow, Rich Dad, and Cashflow Quadrant are registered trademarks of Cashflow Technologies Incorporated. Is a registered trademark of Cashflow Technologies Incorporated. Plata Publishing, LLC. 4330 North Civic Center Plaza Suite 100 Scottsdale, Arizona, 852-514-80-998-6971. Visit our websites, platapublishing.com and richdad.com. Printed in the United States of America. First edition, 1998. First Plata Publishing edition, August 2011. ISBN 978-1-61268-005-7. Cover photo credit, Seymour and Brody Studio. Other best-selling books by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Rich Dad Poor Dad. What the Rich Teach Their Kids About Money, that the poor and middle class do not. Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. What the rich invest in that the poor and middle class do not. Rich Dad's Rich Kid Smart Kid. Give your child a financial head start. Rich Dad's Retire Young Retire Rich. How to get rich quickly and stay rich forever. Rich Dad's Prophecy. Why the biggest stock market crash in history is still coming, and how you can prepare yourself and profit from it. Rich Dad's Success Stories. Real life success stories from real life people who followed the Rich Dad lessons. Rich Dad's Guide to Becoming Rich Without Cutting Up Your Credit Cards. Turn bad debt into good debt. Rich Dads Who Took My Money. Why Slow Investors Lose and Fast Money Wins. Rich Dad Poor Dad for Teens. The secrets about money that you don't learn in school. Rich Dads Escape from the Rat Race. How to Become a Rich Kid by Following Rich Dad's Advice. Rich Dads Before You Quit Your Job. 10 Real-Life Lessons Every Entrepreneur Should Know About Building a Multimillion-Dollar Business. Rich Dads Increase Your Financial IQ. Get Smarter with Your Money. Conspiracy of the Rich. The 8 New Rules of Money. Unfair Advantage. The Power of Financial Education. My rich dad used to say, "You can never have true freedom without financial freedom." He would go on to say, "Freedom may be free, but it has a price." This book is dedicated to those who are willing to pay the price. He would go, Editors note the times they are a changin'. There have been many changes in our economy and the investing landscape since Rich Dad Poor Dad was first published in 1997. 14 years ago, Robert Kiyosaki challenged conventional wisdom with his bold statement that your house is not an asset. His contrarian views on money and investing were met with skepticism, criticism, and outrage. In 2002, Robert's book, Rich Dad's Prophecy, advised that we prepare for an upcoming financial market crash. In 2006, Robert joined forces with Donald Trump to write Why We Want You to Be Rich, a book inspired by their concern for the shrinking middle class in America. Robert continues to be a passionate advocate for the importance and power of financial education. Today, in the wake of the subprime fiasco, record home foreclosures, and a global economic meltdown that is still raging, his words seem not only prophetic, but enlightened. Many skeptics have become believers. In preparing the 2011 edition of Rich Dad's Cashflow Quadrant, Robert realized two things: that his message and teachings have withstood the test of time, and that the investment landscape, the world in which investors operate, has changed dramatically. These changes have affected, and will continue to affect, those in the investor quadrant and have fueled Robert's decision to update an important section in this book. Chapter 5, The 5 Levels of Investors. X. Acknowledgements. The phenomenal success of Rich Dad Poor Dad has brought millions of new friends from all over the world. Their kind words and friendship and their amazing stories of perseverance, passion, and success in applying the Rich Dad principles to their lives inspired me to write this book, Rich Dad's Cashflow Quadrant Guide to Financial Freedom. So to my friends, old and new, for their enthusiastic support beyond my wildest dreams, I say thank you. Perseverance. 12. Introduction. Which quadrant are you in? 1. Part 1. The Cashflow Quadrant. Chapter 1. Why don't you get a job? 11. Chapter 2. Different quadrants, different people. 23. Chapter 3. Why people choose security over freedom. 57. Chapter 4. The 3 kinds of business systems. 81. Chapter 5. The 5 levels of investors. 95. Chapter 6. You cannot see money with your eyes. 119. Part 2. Bringing out the best in you. Chapter 7. Becoming who you are. 149. Chapter 8. How do I get rich? 165. Chapter 9. Be the bank, not the banker. 187. Part 3. How to become a successful BNI. Chapter 10. Take baby steps. 217. The 7 steps to finding your financial fast track. Chapter 11. Step 1. It's time to mind your own business. 233. Chapter 12. Step 2. Take control of your cash flow. 239. Chapter 13. Step 3. Know the difference between risk and risky. 247. Chapter 14. Step 4. Decide what kind of investor you want to be. 251. Chapter 15. Step 5. Seek mentors. 259. Chapter 16. Step 6. Make disappointment your strength. 269. Chapter 17. Step 7. The power of faith. 275. Chapter 18. In summary. 281. Contents. 16. What do you want to be when you grow up? That is a question most of us have been asked. I had many interests as a kid, and it was easy to choose. If it sounded exciting and glamorous, I wanted to do it. I wanted to be